Hi, how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Gnome Warlock.
Greetings.
Today we are in Duskwood, guys, and it is getting attacked by Stitches. I wonder if we can even dot him up. Looks like he's resisting everything that we cast at him, but we'll help the town. Resist, resist, resist! Alright, let's pick up some quests while we're here. I think they got it taken care of.
Darkness seems drawn
Organ in the
inexorably
woods.
to Duskwood. Master Kil'jaeden's quest is the expulsion of evil and heresy. Through our efforts are the people of Darkshire kept safe. You believe yourself worthy to join us? I once thought as you. Disillusioned by the complacency of the Watch, I joined Master Caravan. If you wish to prove yourself, it will not be through words. Test your skills against the Nightbane Shadow Weaver Worgen in Brightwood Grove. Bright, and the Rotting Orchard.
Alright, let's pick up a few quests here. We'll pick up delivery to
help?
Sven.
Do you know Sven?
The
Now there is
Hermit.
a man who does the work of the light. He and his followers keep a camp at the northwestern edge of Duskwood. Unfortunately, because they are so few, they cannot even spare a man to fetch supplies from town. Will you deliver these supplies to him? There was an old man who used to come into town to buy supplies rather frequently, but I haven't seen him for quite some time now. He lives out in a shack overlooking Ravenhill Cemetery, if I remember correctly. Perhaps you should go see if something is amiss. Something's amiss at Ravenhill, adventurer.
Something's
Kaller swears
amiss.
that someone or something is haunting the buildings there. 2 nights running, he's noticed the shadows moving. And the third before that, he says he saw light in one of the windows. If, as you say, you care about the safety of Duskwood, find out what monster haunts in Ravenhill. As commander of the Night Watch, it is my sworn duty to protect the citizens of Darkshire. Stormwind has retracted their commissioned guards from their posts here, leaving us to our own devices. If you feel worthy of the task, we need your help. Assist the Night Watch by venturing forth into Tranquil Gardens, just south of Darkshire, and slaying 8 skeletal warriors and 6 skeletal mages. The undead threat must be thwarted.
As if the neglect for the residents of Duskwood was not bad enough now, the House of Nobles spits in the eye of the Darkshire Council with their decision to imprison Dextrin Ward in Stormwind, rather than behead the villain as per Lord Ebenlock's sentence. Ward was caught selling bodies from the cemetery to Morbin Fell, a crime punishable by death. Yet Stormwind claims Ward as their prisoner. Assassinate Ward in the Stormwind Stockade, bring me his hand, and I shall reward you.
As the mystical taint creeps through the forest, the need for self-protection is undeniable, adventurer. The winds whisper to me and they speak of a great danger which waits patiently for you in the near future. If you wish to protect yourself, noble adventurer, bring to me 10 ghoul fangs, 10 skeleton fingers, and 5 vials of spider venom. For you, I shall enchant a totem of infliction which will harm those who attempt violent acts against you.
Seasoned wolf kebabs are a house favorite. Sure, I can make you some, but first I'll need the supplies. Bring me 10 lean wolf flanks, as well as some Stormwind seasoning herbs. There are so many wolves here in the forest, I am sure finding the flanks will be no problem. For the herbs, seek out Felicia Gump in her Canal District flower shop in Stormwind.
Alright, so we have something to pick up from Stormwind. We also have the final quests we need for the stockades. So we'll get back in there soon. Went to the wrong road here. We're trying to head over here and fight some skeletal warriors, mages. Hopefully get some skeleton fingers as well. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Been having a lot of fun on the Paladin. We went on an epic mount journey. It was pretty cool. Got to check out not only the mount quest for the Paladin, but also the Warlock as well. So we got to see what we will be doing in the future on this Warlock to get our epic mount. And it's pretty tough. It's like a big gauntlet in Dire Maul West. And there's like a bunch of imps and demons that just keep on coming to attack you. We pretty much almost died. I was using health pots, mana pots, everything I had to stay alive on my paladin to keep tanking. But it was kind of tough. But we completed it for them. The paladin version was much easier, that's for sure. The reason why I think it's like that for the paladin is because the paladin kind of gets like OP spells and abilities that they can use to deal with, just to deal with the ghosts that keep pouring out. Like each seal, you know, like seal of wisdom, seal of light. Depending on which ghost comes out, if you use like a specific seal, it will not only stun but use, I think it applies an exorcism effect on them as well. So that was pretty OP for that. If you know about that, made it much easier. I think if I did that quest on my lock again, I would probably rather have non-mana using classes to tank and to do damage, because it's just such a long gauntlet that you can't really run into mana issues, and the waves just keep coming over and over again. Yeah, we're on our Duskwood journey now, guys. Probably quest here quite a bit. Wouldn't be surprised if we do every single chain in here except for the Legend of Stalvan. Because it's just, it's a lot of traveling for that quest chain. An interesting story, though. Done it a couple times on the channel. Pretty creepy. And supposedly there's quite a bit of tank shortages in TBC. People are having trouble finding tanks. I'm currently playing a tank and on my paladin, so guess we'll get to take advantage of that. Seeing a lot of memes on the Classic WoW subreddit about tank shortages, and then tanks complaining about people telling them to pull bigger packs. I don't really mind doing big pulls. We did a dungeon with a group of mages, and I tried to pull like pretty large packs. It's just when you die, that kind of sucks. So you have to tone it down when you die a few times. I think one thing I'm going to do next time is I tried to stay in and do damage, just because paladins have decent AoE damage, but they are getting hit while they're doing it. I think the next time I run with a mage group, or just a group that does a lot of AoE, spell cleave I guess you would call it, I'll probably just pull the pack and then try to run away. Hopefully a mage comes in and novas like they should, and then they can deal with the rest, while I just sit back and round them and drop consecration as they get closer and closer to the mage group. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun on the paladin. Looking forward to getting the Warlock in Outland soon. Probably really start leveling him a little bit more, having more episodes come out once we get the Paladin to 70. And then I'll try to farm all the reps on the Paladin, so when this Warlock gets up there, we'll be able to hop into Heroic Dungeons once we get max level. Won't have to worry about all the rep farms. Also, we'll probably try to do the Kil'jaeden as well on the Paladin. Warlocks are pretty strong. I really got to see how awesome their AoE is. While leveling by doing this mount journey. We had 2 Paladins and 3 Warlocks. And the Warlocks are pulling quite a bit of AoE damage. Just Hellfire and Rain of Fire. They don't even have like a Seed of Corruption yet. Pretty sure. When did they get that? Yeah, I think it's level 70. This ability's amazing. Once they get that, their AoE really just starts going insane. Embeds a demon seed in the enemy, causing 1044 shadow damage over 18 seconds. When the target takes 1044 total damage or dies, the seed will inflict 1110 to 1290 shadow damage to all other enemies within 15 yards of the target. Only 1 corruption spell per warlock can be active on any one target. Oh, nice. We got the old history book. Yeah, it's a pretty OP AoE ability right there.
This book is marred by scratches and caked with mud. The words, "The History of Stormwind,"
Wow.
can still be read along its spine. Upon opening the book, the seal of the Stormwind library is clearly stamped on the book's first page.
Alright, well, I guess we'll get rid of infiltrating the castle. We'll do that later, and then we'll pick this up. Actually kind of surprised that our quest log is full. But we filled it up. Okay,
It looks like someone checked out this book and never returned it.
is that all it says? I think it said it read it already, but I'll read it again. Should I just do this?
Although the cover of this book is marred by scratches and caked with mud, the words, "The History of Stormwind," can still be read along its spine. Upon opening the book, the seal of the Stormwind library is clearly stamped on the book's first page.
All right. And questing. Questing is becoming considered to be...
It looks like someone checked out this book and never returned it.
Yeah, it looks like open world questing seems to be the way to go for leveling, guys. There's currently 20 layers that they have up right now. So you can easily quest and not have any issue at all. There won't be much competition. And just to put that in perspective, they usually have 10 layers up. But since there was just so many people playing day one, they decided to double the amount of layers. So we're at 20 layers currently, which is kind of insane. I don't really... but yeah, see, there's 18 layers up right now. I guess they've gone down by 2. That's still an insane amount of layers. I've never seen that many layers in Classic ever in my life. But it's a good thing. It means a lot of people are coming to play. There's a lot of new players playing Classic. And, you know, Classic WoW is alive, man. And it's not going anywhere. It's the best MMO of all time. So nothing, there's not going anywhere. WoW is not dying, I'll tell you that much. They could probably just keep doing the trilogy over and over and over again, and people would still keep playing it. And I'm kind of shocked we're not getting era servers for each trilogy. I know I can't keep talking about this, but they need to have an era server for TBC and Wrath of the Lich King. The most popular private server called Warmane is a Wrath of the Lich King pretty much forever server. And it has like so many people playing on it. Like you could imagine what a Wrath of the Lich King like era server would be like on World of Warcraft. It would be amazing. It'd probably be one of the most popular servers in the game, I think. For sure, one of the most popular classic servers. And it's mainly just because of the raids. A lot of people consider Ulduar and Icecrown Citadel to be they're the best raid of all time, or their favorite raid to do that they've ever done. Icecrown Citadel is my favorite raid. Wouldn't say it's like the most difficult ever, but it's just the most nostalgic for me as a WoW player. And also just taking down the Lich King is badass, you know what I mean? Like it's not much there aren't that many villains as epic in World of Warcraft as the Lich King, in my opinion. Illidan's up there too, though. And Kil'jaeden. TBC's pretty cool too. I'm really looking forward to those two raids, Black Temple and Sunwell Plateau. And Tempest Keep and Serpent Shrine Cavern is cool. TBC is pretty awesome, man. And then there's Karazhan. Like TBC is up there as well. I can understand why people think they like TBC more than Wrath of the Lich King. But I'm more of a Wrath of the Lich King fan, to be honest. I just like Northern more than Outland. But Outland's still pretty cool.
Splendid, adventurer. For your service to the people of Darkshire, you shall be rewarded.
Okay.
Adventurer, I'm getting reports of an undead infestation in the forest. If you're up to the job, journey to the Ravenhill Graveyard and slay 15 of those vile skeletal fiends and 15 skeletal horrors. There are also reports of skeletons just south of Darkshire, in and around Tranquil Garden Cemetery. The undead must be driven from Duskwood.
Alright, so we're going to be going on quite a trip to the cemetery here, guys. I'm going to set my hearth here in the Scarlet Raven Tavern.
Welcome to my inn, weary traveler.
You can really tell it's raining outside today. The sound... They did a good job with the sound effects for rain. But we'll head over here. We'll take down some spiders and some wolves. Try to get some ghoul fangs. We'll probably take it easy on the ghoul fangs, though. We'll just focus more on skeletal horrors and fiends. We'll turn in Ravenhill quest here at Jitters. We'll have a little chat with Sven. Let's make our way over here. I guess we'll go back to the... Check out these classic WoW surveys again. Oh, what the heck? There we go. So the last question we did was, should attunements be account-wide? I think they should be. I think it's a good idea if they have attunements as account-wide. They're currently doing that with TBC, and just makes the game more all-friendly. But there are downsides to it, you know? Be less people trying to complete those attunements, but if they have, you know, this many people playing, like 20 layers, I don't think they have to really worry about that, to be honest. So the next question is, how would you feel if Classic Plus had prestige levels? Where you could level above 60 but gained no player power. Sounds a little interesting. Maybe they could add, I don't know, pets that you could get, maybe, or... I'm not a big fan of transmog being in Classic, so that wouldn't be something you would get. Maybe some mounts. You can earn a prestige mount. I think that would be fine. That'd be cool. I'd have no problem with prestige levels. It's kind of interesting, though. Like, would you still get prestige? Or would you still level up while doing raids? I don't really think it's necessary, to be honest. So I'm kind of in the middle. I'd say there's no opinion. My answer would probably be no opinion. Because if people are just playing endgame, they'll eventually just get the prestige levels, right? Like... I think I'd rather them put, I don't know, time into something else than that, to be honest. Another question is, what if the prestige levels gave small bonuses to professions, flight paths, speed, and generally made it easier to do things on your account? I don't know. Depends, yeah. Have to see it. I don't know if I'd want it to... I consider that still, like, player power, though. Like, you're still kind of getting around faster and stuff. Like, I don't know. Not too sure what I think about prestige levels. I'm just going to say no. No prestige levels. Just sounds like a headache, and they could just work on... I'd rather them work on something else, like the... Maybe updating the trying to update the graphics with a new engine, or... It's kind of what I really want to see. But the thing is, they could make the graphics look worse, but that would be terrible, but I think if they listen to the community and try to make it, since there's mostly adults playing the game, they try to make it a little bit more darker and just a little more sharp, I think it would be better. They could really make this open world look a lot better. Like, they could make these trees look like trees, and this grass and all this stuff look great. There's a lot of changes they could do to update the game. Alright, let's use Soulstone here. Should there be heirloom type items that you could send to your alts for increased XP gains? I would say no heirlooms. They added that in Wrath of the Lich King. It was a pretty... It's a cool idea, but... eventually they got rid of it in retail as well. So I would say no heirlooms. What they do is it's just gear that has like an effect on it that's just like 5% extra XP or 10%. And you can collect like a whole set, and you never have to take that gear off. It levels up with you. It's kind of like totally against just classic in general. Like you never have to, like, upgrades don't really matter anymore while you're leveling. I don't know, it just kind of ruins leveling in my opinion. Unless you're just trying to level fast. To be honest, if you just want to level fast, just pull out the credit card and boost the character. Right? I doubt they're going to get rid of that. How would you feel if your alts got increasingly more XP the more max level characters you had? Similar to warbands in the War Within. That's kind of interesting. So it's like a Joyous Journeys buff you get. The more characters you level up, the faster XP gains you have. I think that's not a bad idea because it promotes leveling. Problem is if what if somebody just boosts a bunch of characters? Like, do they get that bonus as well, or is it like an achievement they have to unlock? Like you leveled this like you actually leveled the character to get the bonus. I think it shouldn't just be something that can be purchased, right? Yeah, there is some things they can do to reward increased leveling gains. I think they should completely stay away from the heirloom items, though. Increase XP gains per, like, leveled character sounds good, though. I don't mind that. But as long as it doesn't apply to characters that could just be bought, then, I think that would be fine. It depends how much of like an XP gain you get. Like you don't want it to end up being just like up to 100. I think maybe up to 50% would be nice. Sort of like the Joyous Journeys buff. So there are people who enjoy like just leveling characters and they want to like level them all up. It gives them sort of an incentive to do so and a reward. So I think they should bring achievements to Classic Plus. It's one thing that vanilla and TBC doesn't have is achievements. And that was it. That is, we got through leveling, guys. Took us a while, but we got through quests and leveling. And that was a part of the world surveys. Now we have the lore survey. Let's check, or maybe we'll do dungeon survey. Pick the top 3 dungeons you enjoy leveling in Classic. Wow, wow. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through. My top 3 dungeons. Well, Blackrock Depths is for sure up there. That's like probably number 1. Number 2. I like Scarlet Monastery as a whole, but they have it split up into Graveyard, Library, Armory. I guess I would say Cathedral would be my favorite from Scarlet Monastery.
Oh, yeah, of course, the caravans. No, nothing's wrong, but it is hard for me to go into town now. The roads are dangerous, and I'm not getting any younger. Maybe you can do an old man some favors? Oh, what is a poor old man to do? I need some supplies from Darkshire, but the village is so far away, and I am so old and feeble, I would never make the trip. Can you go to Darkshire and bring me back some ghost hair thread? You can get it from Madame Ava at her home on the Darkshire Square.
I'd probably say Scarlet Monastery, Cathedral, or just, if I could say all of Scarlet Monastery, I'd put that there. And then for the third one, either be like Gnomergon, Shadowfang Keep. Dead Mines is pretty cool. Sulfurak's pretty badass. I like that dungeon. It's cool. You can mount up in it. Maradon is also another awesome dungeon. I guess I'd put Maradon. It's kind of hard to pick the third one. But for sure, Blackrock Depths would be number 1. That's like one of my favorite dungeons of all time. Kind of wish they had more dungeons like that from like levels, you know, 20 to 50. It's a shame you have to wait all the way to the 50s to get into a dungeon like that. Like they could make a cool dungeon in Redridge Mountains, man. Like that's like Stonewatch Keep could be a massive keep, that's like a 9-boss raid or 9-boss like dungeon that's like takes a while to travel through. They could actually have a Worgen dungeon or like a Scourge dungeon here in Duskwood. A lot of cool dungeons they could have that are say you just go into the Ravenhill Cemetery and it's like a massive dungeon under the cemetery. That'd be awesome. They can honestly make better dungeons than most of the dungeons that are already in the game.
What can I do for you?
You look a sturdy type warlock. Have you come to join our fight?
These supplies will be most useful. The aid of the Kil'jaeden family is always appreciated. Here is a little something for your trouble. I used to work one of the farms to the southeast, until dark riders from Deadwind Pass descended upon my farm and slaughtered my family when I was away. When I returned, I saw a shadowy figure skulking near my barn, burying something. He fled before I could catch him, and I couldn't linger for I was hot on the heels of the dark riders, so I never discovered what was hidden. If you can find what that shadowy figure buried, I would be grateful. The hiding spot is behind the old stump near my barn. Sven and I have dangerous days ahead of us, what with the necromancer to the east and all, and out here alone as we are, we have to hunt for our own food. It seems every time I'm heading back to camp with some meat on me, starving or rabid dire wolves come out of the forest wanting a bite. It goes without saying, living out here is dangerous work. But if you can rid us of some of those wolves, we'd have an easier time of it. They mostly prowl north and east of here, near the river.
Oh, we'll deal with a few of these wolves while we make our way down to go see Jitters. Yeah, if they could make some dungeons that are, you know, pretty damn good in some of these zones that don't really have dungeons. I think this, well, I guess Blackrock Depths is the dungeon for, what's it called? Searing Gorge. The Searing Gorge has like an underground network that's massive as well. Like they could easily put a dungeon in there too. I'll probably get questions about that. I picked the top 3 dungeons you think need major revamping. I guess this would be like the ones you don't like as much. Temple of Atalakar is okay. I just don't like I don't like how it looks like a sewer. I'm not a fan of like going in there. But it's a cool dungeon. So I wouldn't put that one there. Razorfen Downs is pretty cool. The ones that I think they should work on, probably Wailing Caverns. Maybe. Oldemon's pretty cool too. They're all good. I don't know which ones I like think need major revamping. Maybe they could make Scarlet Monastery Graveyard a little bit bigger. Like it's pretty much like a one boss dungeon. They can maybe add a little more to it. Maybe make the crypt a little bigger that you go into. Put some bosses in there. Yeah, I'd probably say Scarlet Monastery Graveyard. That's one of them. The Stockades.
No, please don't kill me. It's just me. Jitters, they're everywhere.
Could be a bit bigger,
them.
right?
Monsters in Ravenhill, and oh, couldn't be. Only harmless jitters. I've been stuck hiding in this ghost town for weeks, and I haven't eaten anything but grubs and weeds. I need some decent food, and I'm willing to trade well for it. Bring me a feast, and I'll pay you handsomely. I heard Chef Gruel at the Scarlet Raven Tavern in Darkshire makes very good dusky crab cakes.
Yeah, probably the Stockades, Graveyard, Scarlet Monastery Graveyard. And I would probably say Razorfen Crawl. Could get a little bit of an update. Wailing Caverns is actually not bad. So I wouldn't put that there. Next question is, at launch, given a finite amount of developer resources, should more effort be put into creating entirely new dungeons or improving old dungeons? I think new dungeons. And they've proven to do well with the new content they added. They added Karazhan Crypts. It was supposedly pretty good. A cool raid. They also added that that was in Season of Discovery. They also added that Scarlet Crusade raid. I forget what it's called. Supposedly that was pretty cool. People enjoyed that as well. I never really got to check it out because I kind of stopped playing Seasons of Discovery to hop into Classic Anniversary on the Mage. But I heard good things about those two raids, so I think they would probably do a pretty good job creating new dungeons. And like what I was saying here, like maybe they can make one in Duskwood or make a dungeon here in Red Ridge Mountain. It's a lot they could do. So the answers are, new dungeons will be more fun to experience at launch. Focus on them. Try to balance between the two, make some new ones, and fix the extra bad old ones. And then new dungeons can come whenever. Old ones are in dire need of work. I don't think they're in dire need of work, so... So yeah, I'm just... I think, yeah, just new dungeons. Bring new dungeons in. I don't think the Stockades needs to be in dire need of work. Same with Graveyard. It's just that I think they can be expanded upon. And it would be a shame if they worked on the old dungeons and they actually became worse. Right? So I think a new concept is a little bit safer as well. And it also adds to it fits the Classic Plus theme, right? It's supposed to be Classic with some more stuff included. So I think that would be better. Just to have new dungeons. There's not many people out here leveling. It's like me and this Draenei Priest. That's one thing that kind of sucks about having 18 layers. In the old Azeroth world, there's like barely anybody out here. Now it's not that bad because like when I was playing here on my Paladin, I had trouble actually killing any of these mobs or getting a mob tag. So there's, you know, positives and negatives, but it is cool seeing people out in the world. We've seen a few. It's just a lot less in comparison to what we were experiencing on the with the Paladin. I think that's just how this journey will be. But we should still be able to find people to help us with certain quests. Like the Morladim one in the cemetery. Alright, the next question is, should more open world dungeons and quests associated with it be added? I think areas like Jadenar and Felwood, Stromgard in Arathi, or Dark Whisper Gorge in Winterspring. Yeah, Jadenar would be an amazing dungeon, actually. That's like such a cool little zone. It makes Felwood seem like so much bigger than it is.
Allow me to express my deepest thanks.
I buffed this up with some fortitude. Ourselves a Hellstone here. Yeah, Jadenar, that's another one. Like, Jadenar would be an amazing dungeon. Stromgard and Arathi, like that'd be kind of cool too. Yeah. Here you go, boss. Didn't mean to steal your mob. I don't know how many he needs. That was my last one. Good luck. Yeah, probably. Good thing I invited him. He would have been pissed off. I stole his last mob. Yeah, Dark Whisper Gorge in Winterspring would be kind of cool too. There's just so many dungeons they could add to the game. You have to watch out though. You don't want to add too many. But there's nothing wrong with some new dungeons. And the ones in Winterspring and Jadenar and Felwood, those would probably be like level 50 plus dungeons. So they would kind of compete with Blackrock Depths. I don't think the 50s really needs a boost in dungeons. I think the 20s could use a little boost, maybe. What do we have here? Oh, wait, I gotta get rid of this. We got Gnomergon, Razorfen Crawl, Stormwind Stockades, and I think this could use a little bit of a boost. Gnomergon's pretty cool. We'll probably do Razorfen Crawl soon, because we actually need to make our way down there to do that after the Stockades. We have a quest to turn in there. Or in the Barrens. So yeah, the answers to this question are open world dungeons are boring. I can take any number of friends in there and destroy them. It will never be challenging. It's kind of true. Open world dungeons are cool and make the world feel alive, full of mystery, and add lots more of them. Turn open world dungeons into actual instance dungeons or they'll get ignored. I think that what they could do is, like, they can keep Jadenar open. Keep it to Jadenar as it is, but they could add an instance dungeon in Jadenar. Add, you know, like, or add an instance dungeon in Stromgarde. I think that's what they should probably do, so. I would say turn open world dungeons into actual instance dungeons. But you want to keep the open world part there. You want to keep, you know, Dark Whisper Gorge and Jadenar and Stromgarde still around. You want that to still be there, but just have an instance that you can get to in that area. So you actually have to, like, travel through Jadenar to get to the instance. Be kind of cool. How do you feel about rare spawns inside of dungeons? Well, they already have those. I think they're kind of cool. We've seen Stone Spine in on my Paladin a couple times now. For Stratholme Undead. Stone Spine's like this guy here is like a gargoyle. This means he's a rare. And he can drop some pretty cool loot. Like this back piece is pretty nice. 43 armor, 7 strength, 8 agi, 14 stamp. So yeah, I think they're not bad to have. And the answers are rare spawns are annoying. If I want an item off of one, I have to enter it. Mind Vision Scout to see if it's spawned, and then leave and reset. If it isn't there, waste of time. So I guess that's kind of a shot at the Upper Blackrock Spire dungeon where everybody's trying to get the Briarwood Reed trinket from Jed Rune Watcher. It's like a pretty much like an amazing trinket. I used it on my mage for a long time. Increases spell and healing power by 29. So I guess like people don't want to do that. I think the way to deal with that is just make sure the loot isn't like, you know, like that. Like just make sure it's all right, but it doesn't have to be like a best slot item. So people like feel like they have to farm it. Maybe they should drop like fun items like pets or something like that, or like a chance at a rare mount to make them a little bit more interesting. Rare spawns are cool, but just make them always spawn. They're not rare if I can scout ahead of time. Rare spawns are exciting and fun addition to dungeons, and I want to see more of them in Classic Plus. I have kind of no opinion. Like, either they have them or they don't, but I kind of agree with the sentiment of, like, people having to mind vision to see if they're there is kind of annoying. I agree with that. But you can still have the rare spawns, just don't make sure the loot isn't that OP that comes off of them. Any more fiends around here? I think we have to kill some horrors to get some fiends to spawn. Yeah, we should hit level 27 today. Wonder where the most amount of fiends are over on this side. Oh, there's one. Alright, so next question is, how do you feel about lockout caps? Lockout caps are critically important to prevent OP classes from farming certain enemies. Keep them in the game 5 per hour. Doesn't really affect me, whatever. I hate lockout caps. They're a fun detected solution to a problem that isn't a problem. Yeah, not too sure how I feel about lockout caps. They're okay. Maybe they could increase it by like 1 or 2, but I don't really mind if people are farming a dungeon over and over again. Right? So, it doesn't really affect me. Whatever would probably be my answer. If you want to do that, do it. I'm having trouble finding fiends here. Need a few more. Look who's riding through here. Got a little group. Oh no. Wonder what they're doing. Oh, they're killing fiends. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. Right when we get here. We're so close to being done. I'll just ask for an invite. I'll just say invite. If they need fiends. Drop quest, so can't, sorry. I don't even know what that even means. It's good that they're coming in here though and killing everything, because maybe we'll get some more fiends spawning on top of us. So it does help in that sense. We need like a few more fiends. Yeah, they just ran in here and just started killing everything. That's kind of funny. We'll head back here. Maybe we'll find a fiend. I got one there. Is that a fiend? Yeah. You guys are crazy, man. Like, fuck. Yeah, they don't need ores. They need fiends like me. Oh, great. Guys they have a druid, so they're just gonna snipe everything, dude. Oh, so annoying. I'll just go to this side. It's probably our best bet. Feels like feel like I'm on my paladin again. It is nice having a zone all to yourself, I will admit. Like, it's pretty good. Got a fiend too. I'm gonna try to dot them all up. We'll try to get rid of every single one here. Let's blast them with Shadow Bolt. Give Sarfog some health. Keep him alive. There we go. We're done. Alright, we completed that quest. We're going to hearth back to Darkshire. We'll turn all these in. Should get level 27.
King's honor, friend. You need some crab cakes, do you? Well, I might be able to cook some up for you. I'll let you in on a little secret. Dusky crab cakes are really made from spider legs. I know it's a bit disgusting, but the cakes have a nice tangy flavor and make
You're
great
leveled
snacks.
up.
Bring me gooey spider legs and I'll whip you up a few of them. I hear venom web spiders are a good source. They nest to the north, between the foothills and the river.
The people of Darkshire thank you, adventurer. You have proven yourself to be a great ally of the Night Watch. The situation in Ravenhill is still grim. The safety of Darkshire is in your hands, adventurer. I don't have enough watchers to keep the town safe. We need you to dispatch for Ravenhill yet again and rid the Eastern Mausoleum of 20 plague spreaders. Ah, ghost hair thread is what you need, is it? I'm afraid I have none in stock, but I can make some for you, if you can supply the ghost hair. There is a poor, sad spirit, Blind Mary, who haunts an old farmhouse in the hills south of Darkshire. Here, take this spectral comb and ask Blind Mary to comb her hair. Then bring back the comb and I will glean from it the ghost hair I'll need for the thread. And take care, for dark things now lurk near that house.
Alright, so there we go, guys. We still have a bunch of quests to do here in Duskwood. Maybe we'll do that next episode. Or maybe we'll get into a Stockades run and try to complete all the quests that we have here in the Stockades. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.